Texans fans, it wasn't a dream. I am Will Scott. Welcome in to Texans Today by Chat Sports. Houston absolutely took over the NFL draft last night. They get C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson back to back. We're going to get into, on today's show, some updated draft targets, also an updated mock draft here. The Texans, even though they don't have a second-round pick, still have plenty of picks left in this draft. So be sure to subscribe for more draft content because we are getting you guys a video breaking down every single Texans draft pick. Going to get you guys a few more videos tonight. Hit that subscribe button if you're all about the H. And the H is certainly proud of what this football team did last night. Like I said on the show last night, this was a franchise-changing night for this Houston Texans organization. They get their new franchise quarterback, C.J. Stroud, who you can certainly make the argument is the most NFL-ready quarterback in this draft class. He has all the tools. And then Will Anderson Jr., the best player in this draft class. You get him at number 3. I think the front office was trying to decide between Stroud or Anderson. Why not both? And they went up and got Will Anderson, managed to get both Stroud and Anderson Jr. in this class. Who do you want to draft next? Again, because they went up and got Will Anderson, Houston does not have a second-round pick. Their next pick will be in round 3. They have 2 third-round picks. Who do you want the Texans to draft next? Comment below. Taking a look at some third-round targets. These are guys that I believe could be on the board when the Texans are on the clock next. Now, Nathaniel Dell. I've seen Texans Twitter talking about this guy, the Houston Cougar. He could very well stay in the 7-1-3. Derek Hall, that would be an awesome pick if he's there. Not sure if he's going to be there. Not sure Jalen Hyatt is going to be there either. Those are the 2 guys out of these 10 that I'm not confident they're going to be on the board when the Texans pick next. But how about Devon Achane? You could keep him in the state of Texas. The Texas A&M standout, Luke Wyper, the center from Ohio State, Antonio Johnson, also from Texas A&M, Marvin Mims. I'll say this, I'm confident that one of Dell, Hyatt, and Mims will be on the board at number 65. Michael Wilson, the Stanford wide receiver, somebody else to watch here. DeMarvion Overshown, the linebacker from Texas, and then A.T. Perry, the wide receiver from Wake. It's not a coincidence. I'm putting a lot of wide receivers here as targets because the Texans absolutely have to draft a wide receiver here in the 3rd round since they lost that second-round pick. And so I did take a wide receiver in my Texans mock draft here, and it is Tank Dell. He's staying in the H after a phenomenal career for the Houston Cougars and a phenomenal season. Nearly 1,400 receiving yards for the Cougs last season, 17 touchdowns, over 100 receptions. This would be an absolute steal if you get him at number 65 overall. He was available in the PFF mock draft simulator this morning. Taking a look at the Texans wide receiver depth chart. So you lose Brandon Cooks, but this still looks solid, and it could get better tonight if you can get Dell, Mims, maybe Wilson, somebody else at the wide receiver position. Love Nico Collins, man. Robert Woods, you get him in free agency. John Mechie III, he's been cleared. He's back. Noah Brown, you get him in free agency. So those are your top 4 guys right now. I think the Texans should add it to this receiver room tonight, and I think they will. Do you want to draft Tank Dell? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comment section. Should the Texans draft the Houston Cougars receiver? I think they should, and I think they will. I also think they're going after Luke Wyper from Ohio State. C.J. Stroud's center is going to follow him to the NFL. I expect this to be the pick tonight for Houston, either at 65 or 73. I think he's going to be available early 3rd round. Here's what Dane Brugler of The Athletic said about him. Wyper is sawed off and will be force-fed his vegetables as he adapts to NFL power, but his above-average athleticism and handwork help him stay in position. He is ideally suited for a zone team and projects as an NFL backup with potentially more. I'm going to disagree with Brugler. I think this guy is a day 1 starter, especially when you consider this Texans offensive line right now. I don't think Quessenberry's your guy at center this year. I really don't. He did sign Michael Dieter, but Dieter was the backup center for the Miami Dolphins last year and lost his job to Connor Williams, who's never played center in his career. So I don't think that either of those 2 guys are going to be the starting center. I think they should go after a center tonight. Juice Scruggs is someone else to watch. I project him more as a day 3 pick, though, instead of maybe getting picked tonight. But, man, I really like Luke Wyper. And, chemistry between a center and a quarterback is important. Those two haven't, and those two have certainly played together a lot. And you got to know Stroud would be thrilled if Wyper is one of the picks for Houston tonight. We'll be live on our Chat Sports main channel, so be sure to tune in, breaking down every single pick. There's a lot of talent still here on the board. I understand the Texans don't have a second-round pick, but you saw some of those third-round targets. All those guys are really good, so I think the Texans are going to be pretty happy with who's on the board at 65 and 73 tonight. And who knows, maybe Casario's going to cook again, trade up for somebody. We'll see. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Go and subscribe for more draft coverage, live draft coverage over on our main channel. Also going to be live all day tomorrow. The Texans certainly need some more defensive line depth as well, and I addressed that need taking Kobie Turner, the defensive tackle from Wake Forest here in the 4th round. I'm a big fan of Turner. Think he has all the tools to be really good at the next level. Think he needs some more offensive tackle depth as well. We just saw that offensive line depth chart. I think he needs some help. I think you need a backup offensive tackle here, and I think they might take 1 or 2 on day 3. So I went with Braeden Daniels, the offensive tackle from Utah. Certainly a lot of value if he's there in the 5th round. Here's what Brugler said about him. He's going to require development time to refine his footwork and consistency to match up with NFL rushers, but he has the athletic twitch and versatility to boost an offensive line depth chart in the NFL. His experience at multiple positions is a plus, and he grades as a swing tackle/guard. I think the Texans might go running back day 3. I don't think they'll go running back tonight. This is certainly a deep running back class. I mean, for a guy like Keaton Mitchell to be on the board in round 6 is awesome. He was awesome this past year with the ECU Pirates, over 1,400 yards, 7.2 yards per carry. That's what really stands out to me there, and 14 touchdowns. And he could be our RB3 next year, potentially behind Dameon Pierce and Devin Singletary. We've talked about Deuce Vaughn. We've talked about Sean Tucker, some other guys at the running back position that might go day 3. Keaton Mitchell, though, would be a steal in the 6th round. So would Jason Taylor II, not related to Jason Taylor, who was the Dolphins legend and NFL Hall of Famer, but he is still a great talent. And if he falls to the 6th round, I would certainly be interested in taking him, the Oklahoma State Cowboy. This safety room is really solid. I mean, Jalen Petrie was phenomenal his rookie season. He got Jimmy Ward in free agency, but there's nothing wrong with more depth in the secondary. I know I took a center earlier. I'm taking a center again, though, in Jake Andrews. I really like Andrews. I mean, this guy's got starting potential in the NFL. Taking him here in round 6. Look, you need a center. You got to get this pick right. There's nothing wrong with taking 2 centers here in this draft because I think Andrews is versatile, could maybe play guard as well. Grant DuBose, the wide receiver from Charlotte, interesting prospect here, had a great season for Charlotte, and kind of the same thing, right, with the offensive line depth. There's nothing wrong with more depth at wide receiver as well. Draft a guy like DuBose 7th round, give him a shot to make the team, and then MJ Anderson, the edge rusher from Iowa State, going to be one of the better late day 3 picks, I should say, in the 7th round. He had a great season last year for the Cyclones. Grade my mock draft. Type A, B, C, D, or F down in the comments. I would be thrilled if the Texans were able to net some of those guys. Let me know your thoughts on my mock draft down in the comments. And subscribe for free Houston Texans coverage. Going to get you guys a few more videos tonight.